But
Where's
most
my-
eyes are on him.
No, I know that.
Okay.
Okay. So it's Dawn again. I'm with MA and her significant other, Skid. Hi, Skid.
Hi, Don. How are you?
Good thing. Now, I like to call Skid Stud Muffin. I mean, 75-year-old. If you look at this guy after he's been pumping weights, just saying. Okay. Anyway.
Is this all on YouTube right now?
No,
Oh,
we have to
okay.
figure it out. But
All
this is another chapter in what we call fighting and forgiveness. So this is a story about our two fathers.
Right.
All right. So tell the story. This is just a wonderful one.
Well, I need to preface the story as my dad was a general surgeon in Casper.
Right.
And back in the old days, they didn't have ER doctors. And so general surgeons always got called to the emergency room when they were on call, of course, to take care of accidents.
Right.
And probably some of the most accidents that they ever took care of were motorcycles.
Yep.
And so my dad refused to let us ever ride a motorcycle, own a scooter or anything, because he'd seen so many accidents.
Right.
So approximately 1971, I think, is when this occurred.
Yeah.
Apparently, Joe Murphy, Dr. Joe Murphy,
Right.
your dad, had called Pat, his son, to bring over lunch or something
Correct.
to the hospital. Is that right?
That was right.
And so Pat got on Dad's motorcycle and was
Yeah.
driving, and I guess some old guy hit him or something.
Right.
I'm not sure, and really wrecked him up. So my dad was in the emergency room taking care of Pat, and at the same time, my brother and a bunch of his friends, my brother Jeffrey, were out in the country riding horseback, and the horse took off, and Jeff fell off and broke his leg. So in comes Jeffrey to the emergency room also.
Right.
And my dad hears this, but while my dad's working on Pat, of course, your father had come in, and my dad and your father were arguing over you shouldn't be riding motorcycles. They're totally dangerous. Every time you get on them, you have an accident, And well, in comes Jeffrey with the broken leg. So then your dad and my dad, two well-known doctors in Casper, start arguing in the emergency room as to what's more dangerous, motorcycles or horses. Meanwhile, Jeff's on one gurney on one side and Pat's on gurney on the other side.
What about me?
Yeah, that's one thing my brother remembers. He kind of waved at my dad and goes, "Dad, I'm over here." And these
Right.
doctors are still
Pat's got a
arguing over
collapse
what's
lung. He can't
Right.
talk. He's got all these injuries. He's
Right.
all but dead.
And these two great colleagues, right? I mean,
Right.
your dad had called our dad when he was working in Denver,
In
said, we need an
1958.
internist here in Casper. And that was a key thing that brought mom and dad home to their hometown of Casper, right?
Correct.
But I think they forgave each other after that fight, did they not?
Well, I think so. I mean, my dad went over to take care of Jeff,
Right.
and your dad went over to take care of Pat.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the irony of these two well-known doctors
Right.
sitting there arguing.
And they
about-
haven't spoken since. No, just joking.
That's true.
Well, it's been a while. Well, in the afterlife, maybe. Who
Yeah.
knows? Right? Okay, so one last thing, Skid. The other night we were at dinner, and you told this joke. I cannot remember a joke to save my soul. I can't. And I
He
forget what it was
remembers them
about.
all.
You just said something. It was so doggone funny. I forget what it was about. Anyway.
I don't remember the joke either.
Yeah, they just roll off you.
But you
Anyway.
know, Pat had the worst of the wear of this. I mean, he was more beat up than my brother.
No, I know that.
So I think my dad was right. Motorcycles are worse than horses.
Oh, the
Well,
other story.
yeah, except I don't know that. Well, I know people who have been blown off the road and have died in motorcycles, right?
Right.
And that's part of the danger involved. But I don't know anyone that's been hit on lightning on a motorcycle, like my grandfather, grandfather, where he got zapped, right?
On horseback.
But that probably
Horses are
happens.
dangerous. I mean,
Yeah.
if you got shoes on 'em and everything, people do get killed on horseback. I was
Yeah.
kind of pulling your leg about what was more dangerous.
No, I know that. We don't. They're both dangerous. All right, Skip. Thank you so much.
You bet.
That was
and
a
it will
great
come
story.
back if we remember the joke.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
was
all
funny.
right.
What was the